Welcome to Life and DNA with Amanda Renee. I'm so glad you joined me today. Let's get started. So, let's get started. I did not get to record an episode last week. Getting back from Tulsa from our little mini vacation was harder. Getting back in routine than I thought. And so I did not have time for that. Just trying to get back into the groove of school and everything else that we had going on. I did not end up having time. So I will tell you about that trip this week. And either later this week or I might just use it for what I post next week. But I finally got to order all of the kids' school stuff for the upcoming school year. We still have about 10 weeks left of school because we go year round. But we use Masterbooks and they were having a big sale for the whole month of April. So you still have time if you wanted to get in on that to have that. They always have their stuff about 20% off. That's just their regular cost. But this month you get an extra 10% off. So on their website it'll say 30% off. But it's really just a 10% extra off of their normal stuff. But I think I saved well over $50, probably closer to $100 with all the stuff that I had to get. So I will do an unboxing video with that because we got lots of fun stuff. But yeah, so I always try to catch a sale to order our homeschool stuff just to save us a little bit of money. Masterbooks is one of the more affordable options anyway, but especially with the way groceries are going right now, it's every little bit helps. So I try to catch them on sale. It also helps that our son is younger than our daughter, so a lot of the classes come with a teacher guide and the workbook. And so I usually, for him, especially for like history, geography, some of the sciences, if it's not just an all-in-one book kind of curriculum, then I typically get to save money on his stuff and only buy the workbook. I don't have to rebuy all the other books that go along with everything. So her school stuff, she's going to be a freshman, and some of her stuff was higher just anyway. So it helped that I got to save money on his. And I'm excited to get those in. Everything's supposed to come in tomorrow. So probably Friday I'm going to try to record an unboxing video with that. And but I'll probably post it on here next week. So yeah, I am excited about that. Box Day is a really big thing. They always have everybody on the Moms of Masterbooks Facebook page will put hashtag Box Day and post pictures of the kids with their books and stuff. I always love it. The downside to ordering 10 weeks before the year starts, and actually it's probably longer than that, because we usually take the month of July off just so that they have some kind of break between grades so that they feel like there is a transition there, and we always have a lot going on in July. So the downside to that is that I get all excited about the new books, but we can't do anything with them for a few months. So for someone that loves books and reading and learning new things, that is always hard for me. I have to say I'm excited because next year, with my daughter being a freshman and our son being in 5th grade, I'm going to have to split my time a little better between them. He needs to be more independent in his learning, and she's going to need a little more help. And she's learning stuff I want to learn too. So I kind of want to sit with her a little more and do some stuff. So I'm trying it's like pulling teeth with him, but I'm trying to get our son to be a little more independent now so that he'll be prepared to be more independent next year, because I really need him to be. But like I said, 2 weeks ago, when I recorded, we went to Tulsa. We went to a Starset concert. We'd actually seen them open for Shinedown. I think it was Shinedown and Five Finger Death Punch like 5 years ago. But we didn't know who they were. And I guess my husband knew one of their songs. I didn't know any of their songs until we went to the concert. And I liked them, but I didn't really... I was there to see Shinedown, so I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. And then recently, I heard the song that they did with Breaking Benjamin, Waiting for the Sky to Change. And that's a really good song. And so I kind of got into them. Then they had a couple other songs my husband found. So then my kids added them to my playlist. So we'd been listening. But my son had been putting on a few more songs before leading up to the concert so that I'd kind of know. And I have not heard a song by them that I don't like yet. Like, I love them now. The show was awesome. It was at the Tulsa Theater, and we had never, either one of us, been there before. It's a pretty cool venue, pretty small, very intimate. Thankfully, he got us seats, and so we were sitting just far enough back that you could see everything, but without anyone being in your way. And so, of course, we were on our feet for the most part. They had a pit area where they sold just, standing room only, and apparently they oversold it because they were packed in like sardines. This place was hot too. Like, they did not have the AC turned on or up. And they were packed in there like sardines, and they were even spread down into the aisles by the time the show started. But if you have never seen a Starset show, you need to go see it. Like, they're awesome. They put on like this whole experience, and even the lead singer, was saying how it's kind of nerdy because they're into like sci-fi. I think he's like an engineer and taught something to do with NASA, I think, at some point. But anyway, they have there's a big screen behind them, and then they had these little things in front of them that were like fans, but it would make words and images show up like 3D in front of them. And they were all dressed in costume, and they had a big raised platform in the back, and that's where the drummer, they had a girl playing what do you call it? A bass, but not like a bass guitar, like the stand-up bass. A guy on the keyboards and synthesizer, and then a girl playing the violin. And then on the bottom was the lead singer and the two guitarists. And at different points in time, they would kind of switch it around. And the lead singer was in like a space costume. Like, it was cool. It almost looked like something from Dune, but with a astronaut mask on or something. Like, it was crazy. But the whole story flowed, and the songs kind of went along with the story. It was really, really cool. I highly recommend them. They were awesome. Some of my favorite songs by them, I was gonna try and pull them up. I can't play them, obviously, but so I'll tell you, if you have Apple Music and you go to Starset and you go to like their essentials, like every single song on there is awesome. The song "The Breach" is really good. The ones we knew ahead of time were "My Demons." That one's good. "Monster." "Waiting for the Sky to Change." But like "The Breach," "Infected," "It Has Begun," Ricochet I've had stuck in my head for days. And "Die for You." Yeah, those are all, they're so good. I keep torturing my kids. They keep like, "We want to hear something else," but I'm like, nope, I want to hear Starset. Also, while we were in Tulsa, we went to a couple of cool places with my sister-in-law. We met up with her, and she took us to a place called the Sidecar, and it's on the very top level of like an apartment building or something. We had to take an elevator up to the top, and they had the bar and a few seats, and then they had a patio area on the top of this building, and it was really hot and sunny, so we didn't end up sitting outside, but like the view outside was really cool. If I think to do it, I will post pictures on Instagram of our trip. So I did get a picture of the view from where we were sitting. That was a lot of fun. And we went to Andolini's to eat. Oh my gosh, that is the best pizza I have ever eaten. If you ever are in the Tulsa area, definitely go there. We got one that had like 2 different kinds of pepperoni. It had like the big flat pepperoni in the little cups. The pepperoni looks like, when it cooks, it looks like little cups. Basil, a hot honey drizzled over it. It seems like there was something else on it beside the... it had like a pepperoni jam, I think was the sauce on it. It was the best thing I've ever eaten. It was so good. I was going to be excited because they were... Sometimes they'll have their food truck go to Scott Fest, but my husband saw that they're having a big concert the same time, so they'll probably be there and not at Scott Fest. So we might just go to Andolini's that weekend anyway. So yeah, we went there. We went to... There's an Italian place right down from my in-laws, and I can't remember what it's called. I might have to post on Instagram because my husband will know. But anyway, that place was really good. It's homemade Italian. It's right across the street from where my sister-in-law works too. But I can't think of what it's called. But anyway, it's going to be featured on, I guess Guy Fieri has a new show, and he went to this place. And so I guess that's going to be featured on an episode of his new show. So when I think of the name, I will post it down below. But I can't think of what it is right now. Dang, Hashimoto's in my memory. So those were the places we went to eat. Normally we like to go to like Big Whiskey's, but we didn't have time to go everywhere, or the money to eat everywhere that we like to go. Yeah, we went and got a room at the Embassy Suites there. That was pretty nice. The rooms there were really cool. We love going there because you get more bang for your buck. Like, they have the free snacks, and it did have unlimited free drinks during the, they have like a certain time period in the evening, and they have free snacks, and they used to have free drinks. Now you get 2 free drinks, but on the plus side, they were strong, so you kind of feel like you got your money's worth there. And then they have an all-you-can-eat breakfast in the morning, like made-to-order omelets and all of that. The line was kind of long for the omelets, so we didn't end up doing that. We just got what was on the buffet, but it was still delicious. So anyway, we got a lift from there to the concert. We were going to go eat first, but yeah, there's a Mexican restaurant right down next to the Tulsa Theater, and it was packed because there was also a big Tim McGraw concert going on at the BOK at the same time as this one. I guarantee you our concert was way better. Guarantee you that. But that's where the majority of the people were headed. So as soon as Starset played their final song, we booked it out of there because it was pretty packed. And we headed over. Right across the street is a place called the Saturn Room, and it's a little tiki bar. And it was pretty cool. The atmosphere in there was kind of neat. It had a DJ. She wasn't playing great music, but we didn't care. So we had a couple of drinks there. just see kind of what they had. They had some really good, interesting drinks. It was nice. A lot of rum in them, and I like that. But we were getting hungry, and so we got a lift. We learned the hard way a few years ago not to walk downtown Tulsa at night. Like, we did it in the daytime, and it felt dangerous. We had to walk we were walking the opposite direction from a place called the Arena that's right across from the BOK. And we were going to the Mexican restaurant that I was talking about by Tulsa Theater. And it was during, towards the end of COVID, stuff was opening back up, but it was during a lot of the, like, protests and stuff like that going on. And when we were walking down there, apparently there's a big homeless encampment right behind, like, the sheriff's office. And we had to walk by that. So it was kind of, I'm from a small town in Oklahoma, so there's not just homeless people running around everywhere where I'm from. And so it was kind of odd having to walk around people sleeping on the street. Like, that was sad and kind of scary. And we finally got to the restaurant. When we got done at the restaurant, we were walking back. We had to walk in this little narrow place where there was concrete on both sides. So if anyone came up to you, you were trapped. Like, there was nowhere to go. So we kind of booked it really fast. And got back to the Arena. So anyway, so we learned from that. Oh, and when we were passing by, right before we got to the Arena, apparently there was like a BLM protest somewhere further off, a couple blocks down in Tulsa that we didn't know about. And there were a bunch of guys in military fatigues holding, like, AK-47s. Like, it was so creepy. We were like, okay, we're in the wrong place. We're going to hurry up and get to the restaurant and just stay there. And I guess they were there just to make sure that the riots didn't get violent, which I was thankful for that. And we did see some of the people, after we got to the restaurant, we could see some of the people walking and doing the protesting and stuff, but they were all peaceful. I'm sure it helped that there were many armed men walking a block or two behind them to make sure that they stayed that way. But it was crazy. We again, I'm from a small town. We don't have anything like that going on down here, thankfully. So yeah, it was kind of creepy, but nothing bad happened, so it was nice. So yeah, we learned our lesson, and we were not about to walk from the tiki bar to the Arena, so we got a lift. Cost us a whole $6, but it was worth every penny because we stayed safe. So we went, and there's a place called the Arena, like I said, across from the BOK, and they have good drinks and really good food. My husband, because we were starving by this point, we hadn't eaten since lunch. And we're talking like probably 10 or 11 at night now. And so we're just going to order some appetizers. And I got like the pretzel sticks with the beer cheese. That stuff is so good there. Like the ones at the Arena are really good. And he ordered, it was pork skin nachos. He always calls them chicharrones. I guess that's the Spanish name for them. But it had pork skins with queso and then pulled pork on top of it. And I don't normally eat pork skins, but he let me taste a bite that had the queso and the pulled pork on it, and it was delicious. Like, that was the coolest thing I've seen in a while. And so we ate there and had one more drink, and then we got a lift back to the hotel because it was late and we were tired. But yeah, that was a fun night. My father-in-law and mother-in-law took the kids glamping in the camper to Keystone Lake, so that was fun. Kids had fun there. Yeah, and then I think we just hung out around there until we were done. But it's nice having people that already live in the big cities like that can show you the fun spots. Because Tulsa has a lot. They have a lot of cool little places, and my in-laws and then my sister-in-law, they usually are the ones that show us what's over there, and that's nice. So yeah, if you're ever in Tulsa, go to any of those places I mentioned. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, that was about all I was going to talk about. The health thing. I'm just kind of stuck in what I can do. Waiting to take the hormone test to map out my hormones for the month. Which you have to wait till your cycle starts. And mine is going kind of wacky right now. So I'm waiting on that. I still haven't heard back from my new doctor on whether she wants me to see a rheumatologist or an endocrinologist. I guess I'm going to have to call her again and try to get her to figure that out for me. But I keep going in waves of I get really gung-ho, like I want this over with, I want this done, I want to be healthy. And then it seems like every time I do that, I hit a brick wall, and now I've hit the brick wall and I'm stuck again. Just being stuck with all of my symptoms, and there's nothing else I can do. All the testing, it adds up, it gets expensive, and I don't like to, run through everything the beginning of the year and not have money left to spend on stuff at the end of the year. So I'm just gonna kind of take it as it comes. When I do the hormone testing, that ought to give me a lot of answers whenever I get to do that. Until then, it's just gonna be my routine. Check my thyroid stuff, up or decrease my medication until they can finally figure out what it is that I need. But at this point, I'm discouraged in all of that. I thought when I was listening to Dr. Heather and taking down all that information and listening to all the testing that she said you need to have run, and the more I looked into everything, just the more discouraged I got, because there's a long list of testing that you have to get done, but it's a long list of expensive tests that you have to pay for yourself because insurance isn't going to cover most of them, which is discouraging. And on top of that, even when you get the results, if you don't have a doctor that knows what they're looking at, then you're stuck still. So that's kind of where I am. It's discouraging, to say the least. But I'm just gonna keep trying to research and keep trying to figure out what it is I need to do, and just take it one step at a time, and realize that it's not something I'm gonna just magically get over in a couple months, maybe not even in a couple years. I don't know. It's annoying. Autoimmune diseases are not fun. One, because you don't look sick. Two, no one takes you seriously that you even have anything wrong, even though you feel like crap most of the time. And then three, you don't have anybody to help you. So, yeah. Super fun times, let me tell you. So anyway, that's where I am with the health journey. So for the past 2 weeks, I didn't get to really eat great either, because between trying to just find, cheap and easy meals and being gone a lot, I didn't get to eat healthy. Hopefully I'll get back on track with that. But then we have another trip coming up, and I'll be thrown off again. So it's the story of my life, I think. I'm hoping that after this next trip, we can be done with trips for a while until the big one in the summer. Because I need to have a routine. I'm just weird that, like, I have to have my routine. I need my routine in order to keep the house clean. I need my routine in order to keep, school going. And I have to be in a routine if I'm going to eat healthy, because if you give me a reason to cheat off of that, I will. Because when I run out of time and I run out of energy, I'm done, and then I don't want to mess with it. So I'm hoping that after the trip we have in a couple weeks, that we'll be done with that for a while. Because I kind of need. I love the trips. I have a lot of fun on the trips, don't get me wrong. But I need a break to kind of get some stuff back on track. So, yeah. That's where all of that is. We got our tickets already for Scott Fest, speaking of trips. But that one I am so excited about. And it's not till September, so I have time to, mentally, physically prepare for that. Not that I'm not looking forward to the trip we have coming up. I am very excited about that. And it'll be low key. We're not getting a hotel on this trip, and we're not, we shouldn't be spending a ton of money on this trip. It's for our anniversary and Mother's Day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that one. It's just, and it won't interrupt my routine as much because it'll just be over the weekend. So yeah, this trip isn't going to affect me like that. Whereas like the other one was a little longer, and we needed it. Don't get me wrong. We needed that trip, and I would love that trip. But yeah, I need a break from trips after this next one, so we can, I can get school wrapped up with the kids and get all that done, and I need that. So yeah, Scott Fest, we already got our tickets. I have been researching our family lines. I've been trying to go through on my side, and then I'm going to do it to my husband's family tree. But I've been trying to find all the surnames as far back as I can on our family tree, and find which one came to America and where they came from. So I'm trying to, I know what our, ancestry DNA breaks down your DNA by, English, German, Scottish, all of that. It breaks it all down. But I want to see which ancestor of ours actually came from where and when. And that's been fun. And then I'm trying to make a list of all of the Scottish surnames so that when we go to Scott Fest, we can look for the different tartans, because we weren't able to find tartans for, I have Bruce in my family, and my husband is, of course I'm going to forget what it was. And we couldn't find either one of our tartans. And so I'm trying to make a broader list of ancestors, because it turns out I had way more Scottish ancestors than I realized, and some on my mom's side, and I didn't realize how many I had. And so I'm trying to make a list of that for us to take up there to do all of that. But the problem I'm running into, on top of that, there are some ancestors you just lose the paper trail for, and there's so many people with that name, you can't be sure which one is yours. On top of that, sorry, a lot more ancestors of mine, and actually of my husband's too, from when I was trying to do some of that with his. A lot more of them have been here since the beginning of America. And I'm talking like pre-country. I'm talking like Jamestown times. Way back. And so then it makes it even harder to figure out who came from where. And so while that's fun and interesting because it's really, really cool to realize exactly how many ancestors the two of us had that actually started this country, that's awesome. It makes it harder to figure out where they came from and to find ancestors further back. So that's been interesting. So as I get answers to that, I will do a video just on that and kind of show you how I was doing it and maybe some of what I found. I did see on one of the Ancestry Facebook pages that they're fixing to come out with, it'll be a pro tool that you have to pay for, but I think it's like $10 a month. I'll probably only pay for it for a month or two and then cancel it because I don't need those tools all the time. But it's going to be able to show you the centimorgans between matches. Where right now, if you go on Ancestry DNA, you can see how many centimorgans you share with your match, but you can't see how many centimorgans the DNA matches have to each other. And they're fixing to come out with a tool that shows that. And that would be worth so much. I mean, that's going to be huge for those of us trying to do research on finding relationships between people. It's going to be awesome. So I am really excited about that. But yeah, that is about all I had today. Thank you for joining me today on Life and DNA with Amanda Renee. Come back next week and I will have our unboxing for our homeschool curriculum with Masterbooks. I'll see you then. Bye.